Hey there, Janae with Palin Projects here, and in this video I'm going to be planting up my seeds. So you're probably going to see this intro a couple different times. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I also want to break this into multiple different videos for you guys in order to provide you with the most amount of detail in the shortest amount of time. So you don't have to go searching through a big long video to find the plant that you're looking for or the plants that you're looking for. So again, I'll probably play this multiple times and then I'll get into the specific plants that I will be planting from seed today. A couple things that are probably going to be similar across the board. Not probably, they will be similar across the board. I am using a potting mix today. I don't typically use a seed starting mix. One, it doesn't provide a lot of nutrients, so I find myself supplementing with fertilizer. Nothing wrong with that. It's just an extra step later on, and I get just as good germination rate out of potting mix as I do seed starting mix. The other thing is I will be using seed starting trays. So I have a whole bunch of trays cleaned, and then I have like 6 packs or the seed starting plugs that you can buy from any garden center or department store. I'll be starting some plants in those, and then I'm going to be trying a soil blocker today as well. I think this is a 1.5 inch, maybe a 2 inch, it's a 2 inch soil blocker. There are 4 spaces in it, so it will fit perfectly into a tray, and so I will just block all the way down, and then I may make like 2 blocks and split the blocks out among the length of this, because I could technically get 5 blocks, I think, into a seed starting tray, but I want to leave a little bit of room in order to water the plants and make sure that everything gets watered nicely in these trays. So I'll be giving a review on this soil blocker and seeing if I like it or if I'll just stick to the plugs. We'll see after this year. The other thing that I will be using today are a Sharpie marker to write down the type of seed and what vegetable it is. So I'll do like, Copenhagen cabbage. So it's the type of cabbage and then the actual, like, it's a cabbage. Yeah, I'll be doing that as well, just so that I don't have to go back and reference my seed packets to know whether it's a tomato, cabbage, pepper, you know, that kind, because I mean, they're pretty fun names, and you wouldn't necessarily know the name or what vegetable it is from the name. The other thing I'm going to be using today are these markers, or these plant tags. I'm just going to write the name on the plant tag. I have, I think, 100. I have 100 tags here today. I hope it's enough. I'm going to be starting 9 seed trays, hopefully, this evening. I have flowers, I have vegetables, just the gamut of items that I want to start. So if I don't finish tonight, then I'll go into tomorrow. I am using Pro Mix. Oh, sorry, Maverick, for scaring you. It comes in a bag like this. I call it a bale. It's compressed potting mix. That's just what I'm using today. I've used a variety of different potting mixes. I do have my Rubbermaid tub, so if you've watched me do my seed starting videos before, or any like potting videos, I typically have like a Rubbermaid box, and then I throw all of my potting mix in there, and then I throw a couple pitchers full of water in there to moisten that, pre-moisten that potting mix. I moisten it to the point, let me grab a handful here, where like I can form it and it stays, if you can see that. So it stays in that clump, it doesn't fall apart. Like there is a little bit of falling apart, but a little bit, I think that's just because my hand's not big enough, a little bit of potting mix that came off. But for the most part, it stays formed. It's not like dripping wet, but it's well moisturized, I guess is the word for it. The other thing I have is a trowel. This is nothing fancy. I think it's from the Dollar Tree, to be honest. And then if I want to, I have my gloves as well. This potting mix doesn't seem to be woody. I don't know if you guys get this, but with some potting mixes, I get like slivers. I'm not getting that from this Pro Mix. So I probably won't use gloves today just because I work a little bit better without gloves as well. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I do have covers or plastic domes to put over these to keep the humidity in for germination. So I'll put those over these trays when I'm done. I don't have one sitting here to show you, but I'll show you when I go and place them. And yeah, I think that's it for kind of likeness throughout this seed starting series of videos. So let me get into some varieties. Quick, brief overview. The vegetables I'm going to start today are peppers, tomatoes, herbs, broccoli. I don't think I have any Brussels sprouts. Honestly, Brussels sprouts didn't do too good for me last year. So I might save the space from the Brussels sprouts and plant more broccoli, cabbage, and artichokes, which I don't know if these need to be, yeah, no, okay. They don't need to be cold stratified, so we're good. So these are all of the like high level varieties that I'm going to be planting today. I'll go into detail of each individual type that I will be planting and kind of a rough estimate of how many of each I will be planting as well. For brassicas this year, I'm not gonna grow Brussels sprouts. I didn't feel like they did well. Not that I paid like super close attention to them last year, but I don't feel like they grew well for me here. I could probably give them a try again, but honestly, Justin isn't a huge fan of Brussels sprouts, and he would much rather me plant broccoli. So my plan this year is to grow a whole bunch of broccoli, and as the heads start to form or they're smaller, before they flower out, because I honestly let most of my broccoli flower last year. I'm going to try to pick it, blanch it, and then freeze it, and then and or try pickling it. So depending on what else is ready in my garden, try and do like pickled vegetables. So Waltham, I think is how you say this, 29 broccoli is the first kind of broccoli that I'm growing this year. It's cold resistant and plant to produce medium to large heads, a good variety for fall planting. So I might try this starting it in the summertime as well. But they can grow up to 2 feet tall and mature fast if planted to take advantage of cool periods late in the season. So that's exciting on that one. The other kind of broccoli is Calabrese, I think is how you say it. And this is a true winner in the garden. It's a large heading broccoli that is most commonly seen in supermarkets and farmers markets. It consistently has large heads and is reliable and effective on space. So those are the two types of broccoli that I'm growing. I'm also going to try green globe artichoke, not only to eat, but I want to pick it possibly for the flowers. If these freshly harvested heads are sweet and delicate tasting with a tender texture. The globe is the flower bud, which includes many edible parts, fleshy bases of the outer bracts and the receptacle, the inner bracts, and the portion of the floral stem. Artichokes make for a beautiful statement piece that gives you 6 to 9 heads for harvest. Their gray-green leaves contrast well with other plants. Use this to satisfy your taste for grilling or creating your very own creamy spinach artichoke dip. So that's pretty exciting that I can use that in 2 different ways as well. For cabbages this year, I'm growing, again, the Copenhagen Market. It's an early season variety. What this cabbage lacks in size, it makes up for in flavor. They're perfect for roasting and stews and are manageable but not overwhelming as some of the larger cabbages can be. Great in homemade sauerkraut, coleslaw, steamed cabbage stew, and homemade egg rolls. This was a fantastic variety last year, and I'll put a picture of when I harvested one of my larger heads up on the screen. It was absolutely massive. The cabbage itself wasn't too big when I got the leaves cut off, but it was a tasty cabbage. I liked it, so I'm gonna grow that again this year. Early Jersey Wakefield cabbage. This 1840s variety is a fast maturing and reliable choice for the home gardener. They grow slightly pointed in shape, resist splitting, fantastic flavor, and the perfect addition to soups and salads. All of my cabbages last year didn't split, so I don't know if I just had the right water or temperature or whatnot, but I didn't have any splitting of cabbage this year or last year, so I'm excited for both of those varieties. These 2 varieties are new to me. This is a late flat Dutch cabbage. It grows 10 to 15 pound heads, absolutely huge. The heads are massive and they will be ready for far later in the season than your earlier smaller cabbages. We just like to say good gardens come to those who wait, and this is no exception to that rule. So that's pretty exciting. I plan on entering one of those cabbages into the fair. So, and the last but not least is the Mammoth Red Rock cabbage. Big purple heads makes for a unique color twist in a coleslaw, summer salad, or pot roast. 2 to 4 pound heads that can be harvested within 70 days of planting. A very fast maturing cabbage variety, not bitter at all. Seeds can also be used for microgreen sprouts. I'm not using them for microgreens. This might be another variety that I enter into the fair, depending on if I like the taste or you know, what we do with them. But I see a lot of cabbage and sauteed cabbage, or coleslaw and sauteed cabbage in our future, which we very much like. So that is my cabbage, broccoli, and artichokes that I'm going to grow this year. Please let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the next seed starting video. Thanks, guys. Bye.